What's up, my people? Corey Reese here, and I wanted to make this quick video because if you like me, you might have picked up that new R5C, or you're thinking about it and you just wanted to know like what are the external power options. I know you've heard this thing is a beast. It can shoot 8K raw, up to 60 frames per second, but the downside to that, if you don't have external power or enough power, then your lens will not work in those modes, okay? So I went on a search and I was able to find options, guys, from $13, $13.99 all the way up to $62. So you don't have to break the bank on these options that I'm actually gonna show you. And so let's get right back to it. All right, so the first thing I wanna cover for you guys is that if you've had the original just Doppler with the dummy battery that Canon provides, like this will not work in video mode. And I found this out by putting it in the camera, right? Because it worked absolutely fine with the R5 in photo and video mode, but for whatever reason, the R5C is pulling a lot more power. So when I looked at the power brick that comes with the Canon, and let me just kind of show this overhead, guys, so you can kind of see what's happening here. What I found out is that this thing is only capable of powering just pushing out like 8 volts or whatnot. So obviously that is not enough to power the R5C. What you're going to be looking at when you start looking for your options is something that at least has the ability to push out at least 45 watts worth of power. All right, so this power adapter that I found on Amazon, guys, for $13.99. As you can see here, it says USB up to 45 watts. So what that means is if you have a USB-C, because it comes with the USB connection, you can plug this in. For 13 bucks, you have a USB-C type connection that you can use instead of the Canon charges like $160 for their dummy battery setup. But you can do the same exact thing with this particular setup for 13 bucks, okay? 14 bucks, I should say. And let me just kind of show you a quick demonstration before I kind of get into the next portable option. Let me just slide this to the side and pull the R5 in here. So right now, I just turned this guy on, and let me see here. Just make sure that it's in the right mode. Let me zoom in down for you guys. And I have to do this the opposite direction because if not, it's gonna show it to you guys backwards. All right, let me get that in focus. So actually, let me do this real quick, guys. Let me get it set up for you. Let me try to go into the camera mode here just to make sure that we are in 8K. Yep, so it's in 8K at 60p, as you can see here. Okay, all right, so now if we go back to the main menu, because it doesn't have a lens on here, it's not giving me the message, but let me go ahead and turn it off real quick and put a lens on so you can kind of see the message that it's going to give you if you have a lens on here in this mode without external power. So I have the lens on. Let me just kind of frame this up so you can kind of see it clearly. Double click on there. So now I'm going to flip this over to video mode. And as you can see, it says this lens does not work in this particular mode, right? So basically what that means is that you're not connected to any external power. So now I'm going to actually go ahead and use this, guys, like I said, so you can see. This is capable of powering up to 45 watts via USB-C, and it's only 14 bucks. So let me plug this in so you can kind of see the message that happens. Actually, that message is going to disappear once it's plugged in. Okay, so let's plug this in, unhook this guy, and go right in here to the USB-C. So keep a watch on what happens to the screen. Okay, so you see it automatically says USB PD, guys. So now this $14 power adapter, this USB-C that's rated at 45 watts up to 65 watts is now powering the R5C in this mode, and you're able to get full functionality with this particular setup when you're inside. Basically, if you have a power outlet, you can kind of go ahead and plug this directly into the power outlet. Okay, so now let's go ahead and unplug it And you see it goes right back to the message that this lens will not work in this setup, okay? So now, this particular power adapter, guys, let me kind of get this in focus here. Okay, so I found this online and I'll show you a link to both of these. And like I said, if you want to go and look for your own device, just make sure that it's showing at least 45 watts of capability to push out on a power device, basically. All right, so let's go ahead and pull this out. When I saw this online, I was thinking that it was going to be super big, but it's actually not that big, guys. It's probably about the size, the length, smaller than my cell phone, but it is thicker than my cell phone. So you probably will have to find a way to kind of mount this up onto something if you're out in the field and kind of using this particular device, okay? So this particular one does come with, let me back the top camera back out. So it does come with a couple different connections. So the first one is a USB, I think from basically off the box. Let me just show you the back of the box so you can kind of see what is showing here. So if you see, using the USB-A, it's only capable of pushing out 18 watts, which is not enough to power the R5C, okay? If you're using the USB Type-C connection, you do have the power within this device to push out at least 45 watts, which we're gonna see here in a second, okay? So once again, this connection will not work. So let's go ahead and use the USB-C to USB-C that comes with this particular device. So I'll go ahead and plug this into the camera, okay? And I'm going to plug it into this device, which I think it automatically comes on once it's plugged in. Let me slide this back so you can kind of see both, okay? So as you can see, guys, so as soon as I put that in, we are back to showing USB PD power device. So you're able to use this particular setup to power the R5C in this mode, okay? All right. So that's pretty much all that you're looking for, guys. Like I said, I'll link both of these into the description. This is the one that I had previous, which is good enough for my phone. I tried to pull this and use this particular device and it did not work. And I'll show you this as well. Using the same cord here, if I plug this in, USB-C to the device, you see the device turned on, but the message is still up. This particular device can charge the camera while it's off. So if I turn this off here, you'll see the battery icon is going to show up over here. So it can charge the battery. I don't know at what pace, you know what I'm saying, in terms of how much charge you'll be able to get from this device, but it can charge it in the off position, but it's not powerful enough to charge it while you're actually shooting. Okay. All right, guys, so that was all I had for you. Two options, like I said, from $13.99 to $62 that you can use as external power for the R5C. I'm super excited because I will be putting together, and I've already started putting together some VR content that's going to be super exciting for the photography space. So definitely keep a lookout, guys. If this video was helpful for you, make sure you let me know. If you have any questions, go ahead and hit that comment section and let me know, and I'll try to answer it for you. All right, happy shooting, guys. Take care.